Hi, readers and deep thinkers. Welcome back to Miss Pat's Reading Corner. I'm so happy you're here today. So, do you like words? Do you like reading and you like books? Of course you do, or you wouldn't be here on my channel. So, I have a great story for you today. This story is called Stacey's Extraordinary Words. Stacey's Extraordinary Words by Stacey Abrams. And here's a picture of Stacey Abrams. Who is Stacey Abrams, Miss Pat? Well, Stacey Abrams is a woman who loves words, and she was even she's in the House of Representatives. She works in our government, and she ran to be the governor of Georgia. The governor is almost like being the president of a state. So she ran to be governor of Georgia. She didn't win, but she'll probably try again. But anyway, this is a story about her when she was a little girl and how much she loved words and spelling. So, are you curious? I am. Let's take a look at the cover and see what we notice. Well, automatically right there, it looks like she's in a spelling bee. I can tell. So this story is by Stacey Abrams and it's illustrated by Kitt Thomas. Kitt Thomas. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. Stacey loved words. She loved to read and write and say them. She adored fun words, long words, unusual words, words with wonderful histories and weird combinations. Whenever Stacey learned a new word, it was like making a new friend. First, she would find the dictionary, then she would look up where the word had come from and learn its secrets. Did any of its letters hide and stay quiet, like the P in ptarmigan, a bird that lives in cold northern regions? Or were they strong like the I in bright? Look, she's sitting there with her mom, it looks like, having a snack, reading all those books. Next, she wrote the word in her special notebook of extraordinary words. She practiced how to arrange the letters just right, how to sound them out. That's because she loved spelling interesting words most of all. Onomatopoeia. Pop! With her favorite words, she would try to remember their quirks, what made them special. When she saw a super long word like onomatopoeia, a funny word to describe the sounds of other words, she had to jump and sway. Words like duckling made her grin. Persnickety tickled her tongue. Persnickety, that is a cute word or a fun word to say. Sometimes Stacy thought that words understood her better than people did when she sat by herself during recess. They never teased her about being quiet or about being clumsy when she fell or awkward when the joke in her head came out wrong. Sometimes it's so hard to be friends with people on during recess. We all have so many different likes and dislikes. And so some of us find it much better to just be alone and read and have the comfort of our favorite book. When she read books under the covers, words never told her to go to sleep. Words understood why she was grumpy or anxious. In fact, words helped her explain what she was feeling, if only to herself. Look, have you ever gotten under the covers with a flashlight to read? It's so much fun. One day, Stacy's teacher, Mrs. Blakesley, asked her to wait after class. She squirmed in her seat because she was afraid, petrified. Another way to say really, really afraid. Usually, the teacher only kept the student after class because of a blunder, a mistake. Stacy, Mrs. Blakesley called Stacy to her desk and she returned her spelling test. A big red 100 sat at the top of the page. The teacher asked her, "Do you know what a spelling bee is?" "A really smart insect," Stacey joked. She's a funny girl. The teacher smiled. "A spelling bee is a contest where students compete to spell as many words correctly as they can. I would like for you to participate." Stacy couldn't believe it. Who else would be there? "I am nominating you and Jake. The spelling bee is next week." Oh, next week. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that's enough time. Stacy's excitement suddenly evaporated. Jake was not her friend. He was a bully who knew words too. Just yesterday, he had used a complicated word that made Suki cry. Last week, she heard him say something cruel to Zivko about his accent. Oh, Stacy thought it was stupendous that Zivko knew words in two different languages. This must be Suki and Zivko, or her friends. Oh, that must be Jake. Jake. Oh no. Stacy knew as many words as Jake did. She wanted to say something when he said mean things to her and her friends, but she was intimidated. That means scared. Because sometimes he said hurtful things to her too. She wished he had used her clever words to help Suki or Zivko or herself by speaking up. Perhaps at the spelling bee she would be braver. At the spelling bee she would not be silent. Hey, so she's already deciding she's going to be brave if Jake tries to say anything mean. All week long, Stacy studied her spelling words from school and the ones she kept in her notebook. Sesquipedalian. Still, the spelling bee felt as far away as the longest word she had ever seen. Sesquipedalian, a fancy way to describe words with lots of syllables. Oh, the days of the week were monotonous, torturous, and sluggish. Every hour felt longer and longer. Torturous, monotonous, sluggish. Stacy wished for the week to whisk its days away. Oh, look at her. But she's studying so hard, making sure she's prepared. Finally, the morning of the spelling bee arrived. Stacy walked into the county library with her mother, holding her hand tight. Mama gave her a big hug and whispered into her ear, "Just do your best. Your dad and I are very proud of you." Stacy followed her teacher to the room where the other students waited until it was time to go. They went onto a stage. The announcer explained the rules. Kids stepped up to the microphone one by one to get their word. If they spelled it right, the announcer told them so. But if they made a mistake, ding, a bell would ring. The student would have to leave the stage. No do-overs. There they are. They're all going to the stage, getting ready for the big day. Stacy's turn finally came. Her stomach ached with nervous energy, but she was ready. Say the word dither. Say, sound it out. Dither. Spell it. Dither. That is correct, the announcer called on the next student and the next. Promptly. Enormous. Shutter. Transportation. Craggy. Reception. Village. These are all the words they had to spell. Finally, only three contestants remained: Stacy and Jake and a girl from another school. The girl went up to spell her word. Ding! She had spelled chocolate without the second O. Oh no! "We are down to our final two contestants," the announcer told the audience. Jake took a long time to spell "accept." Stacy got squeezed, but she remembered the lost letters she adored, like Q and Z. Jake tackled clambering. "Accept. EXCEPT. Squeezed." Squeezed. Clambering. Clambering. And disengage. Stacey conquered disengage. Then Jake defeated geometry. Stacey returned to the podium ready to do battle with her next word. She repeated it. She pronounced it. She spelled it. Instantaneous. Instantaneous. Oh no. Instantaneous has an E, friends. Stacey said I. Oh. As she waited for the announcer, the bell dinged. I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The proper spelling is. Stacey couldn't hear the rest of what he said. Tears filled her eyes, but she stayed on stage like a good sport as Jake got his trophy and she received her second place ribbon. Everyone congratulated Jake, and so did she. Oh no. Good job. Jake laughed and rolled his eyes. At least I know the difference between I and E. Oh no, he was not a gracious winner. Stacey felt embarrassed, but she refused to let Jake make her cry. Well, I misspelled my word, but I do know how to be courteous. You should try it. That's what she's telling him right here. She turned away and went to find her mom. If today were like one of the stories Stacey loved most, she would have won, and Jake would have learned that words were a gift that shouldn't be used to hurt people. Words are a gift that shouldn't be used to hurt people. Hmm. Look at her taking her second place ribbon so proudly off the stage. But things didn't always happen that way in real life. Sometimes change was harder, and it didn't happen right away. Stacey felt a hand brush at her cheek. It opened her fist and smoothed out the ribbon. Mama? She put a butterscotch candy on top, Stacey's favorite kind. You okay? Oh, look at mommy coming with the little treat. I lost, but you came so far, nearly to the very end. Not far enough. I got the letter wrong, and I didn't win. I failed. You only fail if you stop, her mother reminded her. I know there's a word for that. You know it too. Stacey thought about one of her favorite words, perseverance. Perseverance. Exactly. So let's go home and learn new words. There's always next year. Stacey imagined all the words she had yet to meet, new words and new ways to speak up and help others. She'd find them all. No, Mama, there's always tomorrow. And there is Stacey. And eventually, friends, she went on to enter four more spelling bees, which she did not win. And she finally won her fifth spelling bee. So she never gave up. She persevered and eventually she got the trophy. And then she graduated from college. And then here is where she's in Congress, right? She's making laws for the people of the United States, mostly for the people in her state of Georgia. The end. And there she is again. All right, readers and deep thinkers, did you enjoy that story, Stacey's Extraordinary Words? Well, I hope so. Remember, friends, if you are passionate about something, and that means that you really enjoy doing something, practice, practice, practice. Because the more you practice, then the better you get, right? All right, friends, come back and see me. Remember, stay curious about the world around you. Ask lots of questions and read, read, read. Until next time, bye.